Good morning, everyone. Ms. Weisenthal, Ms. Federico, are you both ready?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
Good morning again. We're on the record in proceeding number 23A-0353R. My name is ALJ Segev, and I'm the administrative law judge assigned to this proceeding. It is now 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. This remote pre-hearing conference was scheduled by interim decision number R25-0335-I, issued April 30th, 2025. I would like to inform or remind the attendees that both the audio and video feeds of this proceeding being live streamed on the Commission's YouTube channel. This pre-hearing conference is also being recorded, and we have a court reporter who is transcribing everything that is being said. Let's please begin with entries of appearance. Let's start with counsel for the city of Longmont.
Thank you, Your Honor. Brandon Dittman from Wilson, Williams, Fellman, Dittman, representing the city of Longmont. Also, a number of representatives from Longmont on the line with us and the city's consultants to discuss any technical questions.
Understood. Counsel for BNSF.
Thank you, Your Honor. Caitlin Warner here on behalf of BNSF. As I think described in our motion, no one here from BNSF or her consultants are available. Rayford Nichols, who is the manager of public projects, is currently at Children's Hospital with a family member.
Understood. All right. I initially scheduled this pre-hearing conference to discuss any remaining impasse between the parties, which based on the parties' most recently filed status report appeared to include primarily or exclusively Longmont's proposed pedestrian crossing design, preemption timing calculation, truck turning movement conflicts, flashers, potential revisions of the plans for consistency, and development of a lighting plan. However, given the motion that was filed by BNSF the day before yesterday, on Monday, I sent the parties an email this past Monday asking them to be ready to come up with dates for a pre-hearing conference where we can discuss this item and possibly other potential impasse items. I will note that the motion that was filed by BNSF on Monday does not include a conferral statement, and that the time for the response time for the motion has not passed. So, with that said, Mr. Dittman, what is the city of Longmont's position with respect to the motion? And can you tell me anything else about the discussion of the parties, if there was any, about any potential dates for holding this pre-hearing conference?
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. So we have discussed initially, really tried to discuss what alternative dates could work. We were thinking sometime in the first 2 weeks of June. I do have another hearing before the commission starting June 10th, which creates some difficulty, I think for arranging dates, but, kind of given, how soon this has all come, we have not had a chance to finalize any specific dates.
Understood. So you do not, well, you do not have, you have not agreed on dates with BNSF. Is that correct?
That's correct. We've not yet agreed on dates. And I think, maybe it would be helpful if Your Honor could share his availability for early June as well. It may help us narrow things down.
Early June. All right, I shall do that. Ms. Werner, why won't I let you? Do you have anything to add?
I would add, we did confer. They opposed it, although we were able to agree on May 30th. I know that doesn't work for Your Honor. And then we were both looking into the first 2 weeks of June. And I do apologize that, the short notice with Mr. Nichols being at Children's Hospital, it was kind of outside our hands on timing.
I I understand that. I'm not sure that was explained in the motion, but I most certainly understand that the medical situation of family members has to come first. Yeah. So okay. So what do the parties propose? Let me just ask you. Should we nonetheless try to come up with dates today?
Yeah, I think we have the relevant parties here, at least on behalf of the city. And so we can at least narrow down dates potentially.
Okay.
And Your Honor, for additional information, I have dates for the consultants for BNSF. For Mr. Nichols, I do not, and he is out of the office. I can see if there's someone else maybe who could check his calendar, but he is, out of pocket, for lack of a better term.
Understood. Well, let's do the best we can now.
Okay.
I would like to do what the parties want to do. And it is incumbent upon the city to pursue its application, which I'm not saying it hasn't. So to the extent I have availability, I am ready, able, and willing to hold that hearing so that we can move this case forward. So you guys discussed early June.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
And I believe the motion stated June 2nd to 6th or 4th to 6th. Am I remembering correctly?
It did state 4th to 6th.
Is that still? Are both parties, with the exception of Mr. Nichols, are both parties available on June 4th through 6th?
Those have been cleared with BNSF, including Mr. Nichols, so they would work. It's the question of the week after whether it clears.
Okay. Understood. And Mr. Dittman, does that work for the city of Longmont? Do any of these 3 dates?
At least for me personally, there's a few times at Wednesday and Thursday that could work, and I'm available all day Friday. I'd have to, have the city folks chime in about what their availability is for the 4th through the 6th. And so, Charlie, I don't know if you have access to everyone's calendar or any insight.
Yeah, I do have some access. I think
And Charlie, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
yeah, I'm Charlie Cross, the project manager for the city of Longmont. Let's see, I think the most important people that would have to be at this 4th through the 6th would be JUB, so probably Micah from JUB and Joe Olson and myself. So I am free the 4th and the 6th, the whole day. So if we could get JUB and represent JUB's Olson, Joe to confirm, then we can do that.
Right, I'm not, you used initials, so I'm not sure if that individual is on the call right now.
Micah, on behalf for JUB Engineers, can you say you have availability the 4th of the 6th?
Oh, that's right.
Good morning, Your Honor. Micah Zagorski, project manager with JUB Engineers. We're the design team for the city of Longmont on this project. I would be available on the 4th or the 6th to meet for the hearing.
Very good. Anybody else that either party believe should attend the pre-hearing conference that's on the call right now and can be asked that question as to his or her availability?
Yeah, good morning, Your Honor. Joe Olson with Next Phase Engineering. I'm also available on either of those dates.
Okay. The commission's based on my quick check here. Anybody else? I'm sorry if anybody else that needs to be here? that's on this call and can tell us about his or her availability? Okay, very good. So, the commission's calendar seems pretty open on the morning of through the afternoon of June 5th, Thursday, June 5th. So I am inclined to schedule a pre-hearing conference to discuss those impasse items on June 5th. Can I get a verbal acknowledgement that June 5th, let's say 9 a.m. works for everybody?
Yes.
Your Honor, I think our witnesses said they could only do either the 4th or the 6th and not
the 4th or the 6th. Okay. I can do.
at least the 6th is the most open for me. I can say that. So
okay. All right. So the commission's calendar is also open on the 6th, I see. And I should be available as well. So would the 6th at 9 a.m. work for everybody? Friday, June 6th, 9 a.m. Does that work for everybody? Can I get a response from each of the council, please?
It does for BNSF, Your Honor.
it does for myself, and I believe it works for all the city witnesses. If they disagree, they can speak up now.
Okay, please do. This is
I'm available.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
That's appreciated. Thank you. So given this, I will issue a written decision memorializing the parties' agreement to convene for a pre-hearing conference on June 6th, Friday, June 6th at 9 a.m. In the meantime, I encourage the parties to continue their discussions, even if not to fully resolve their disputes, then just limit the scope of impasse items that we would be discussing on June 6th. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
No questions. I guess just a comment, Your Honor. I just want to thank you for accommodating the schedule of folks.
Understood. You're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Dittman, anything from you?
No, Your Honor. I do think we have narrowed down the scope of issues quite significantly at this point to really just the pedestrian issue, is my understanding, but we can confer more on that on the 6th.
Very good. Very good. I appreciate that. Again, I thank everybody for appearing here today. And I will see you all on the 6th of June at 9 a.m.
Thank you
Thank you very much. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.